I'm going to go through the oil change process on this 2015 Polaris Ranger 570. This is the mid-size, if that makes a difference. Pretty simple job. This box tilts up and out of the way really nice. I'm going to use the PK3 Amsoil oil change kit. It's basically your 2 quarts of oil and the filter. So the filter is just a little bit different size on the PK3 kit as opposed to the PK2, which works on most of the ATVs. Anyway, you'll need a 6mm Allen, preferably a socket, and just, brake clean and towels. First thing I like to do is just spray a little cleaner around the fill cap and the dipstick and the oil filter, and then just wipe that up. You just don't want any dirt and crap getting in there, so wipe all that up, clean that up, and then I like to just crack open this and set the lid back on it so no dirt falls in there, and we'll go down below and start draining. So we're down underneath in the back portion, and this is where this metal skid plate is. There's a big hole here, and then right there's your drain plug. So I'm going to take this 6mm, crack it loose. Make sure you got a drain pan underneath here. And I let this run for a few minutes before I drain the oil. That's why it's draining nice. Just a quick note, as this is draining, when I opened or pulled the plug out, you could hear a little thud. This sealing washer fell off into the oil pan. So you got to make sure that you find this. Make sure that it's either here or it's stuck to the block, or find it in your pan or whatever. You can reuse it, but I'm going to replace it because Polaris recommends that you replace it. And that's still draining. I slid my pan a little further forward. We're going to pull this oil filter off. Sometimes you'll need a tool to get it off, but this one's not very tight, so it just came right off. I like to back it off a little bit and then respray it, just in case I lodged or dislodged any dirt. And pull this guy up out of the way. And then make sure you clean your gasket surface really good with a rag. Okay, that's still kind of dripping. While that is dripping, we're ready to put the plug back in. So this was the old crush washer. Doesn't look bad, but I'm just going to replace it. So got these new ones. These are on Amazon really cheap. Maybe I'll throw a link in there. But it's just good to have a stock of these things. You're going to be doing this. So now I'll go back below. And I'm going to thread this guy back in. Oops, I'm blocking everything. There we go. And then they want you to torque it to, I believe, 12 foot-pounds. So then you'll, there you go, 12 foot-pounds. Now that we got the drain plug in there, you got a little bit of a mess down here from the oil filter. So I like to just clean up the big stuff with a rag and then go and just spray her down with some brake cleaner. Kind of dilute the stuff. Leave your drain pan down below so you can catch your drippings. Now it's time to put the filter on. This is the Amsoil filter. Polaris also sells an oil change kit, but I believe it costs more than this. And I guess people would argue that this is better. So I like to just add a little oil to the filter and then add a little to the gasket. Just like anything else. Pretty standard. And then just weasel it in there. And get it started if I ever can. Just gentle, don't force it. There it goes. And then nice clean towel, get on there. It says about 3/4 of a turn once the gasket's made contact. That seems about right there. Okay, we got the drain plug back in, torqued to spec. We got the oil filter on, and that's tightened down nice. Now it's time to add the oil. Now this kit comes with 2 quarts of oil. This is 550. And so does the Polaris kit. If you buy the Polaris kit, the PS4, I believe, that would come with the 2 quarts as well. I'm going to add about 1.8 and start it, let it run, and check it. Alright, I added just shy of 2 quarts. I'm going to fire it up. Gonna let it run for about a minute, and it's a good idea to go underneath while it's running to make sure nothing's leaking. So I let it run for about a minute, shut it off, let it sit for a minute or so. I pulled out the dipstick already and cleaned it off. So on Polaris, you thread in the dipstick when you check the oil level. Let's see where we're at. It looks like, yep, we're a little low, so we can add the rest of that quart. But if you can see, I don't know if it's focusing or not, but it says tighten to check. So on Polaris, you thread it in. Most Hondas, you just set the dipstick in. But anyway, I'll add the rest of that quart, and that must be right on the money, 2 quarts. I added the rest of that last quart, so that puts 2 quarts in there. And we'll see where we're at. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be close enough. Yeah, it's perfect. It's right at the bottom of this top hash mark. Who'd have thunk it, huh? 2 quarts? That's what the kit comes with, and that's what it took. So now you successfully changed the oil in your Ranger 570. Have a great day. See you next time.